When we started digging in and reading the comics, we read a lot. We read a lot of comics. We spent a lot of time in a dark room reading by ourselves and learning about this Carol Danvers, who has a very varied and unusual history. But we sparked to the Kelly Sue DeConnick iteration of the character. That was when she took on the mantle of Captain Marvel, and I think a lot of fans, a lot of Captain Marvel fans, really sparked to that character and her voice. And it was also very much what Kevin and Jonathan Schwartz were talking about in terms of the character that they were excited to dig into.
We were aware that Marvel had been making some bold hiring decisions before us. So we knew that Taika was doing the Thor movie and Ryan Coogler was going to do Black Panther. And so these are filmmakers that we consider our peers, and they come from indie filmmaking, very character-based storytelling. And so when we heard that they were hiring guys like that, our interest was really stirred, and we were like, you know what, this is cool. I mean, these guys they're not just after like the big spectacle, the big explosion. Yeah, that stuff is in the movie, but they're really after something character. They're after something really more complicated, and we hoped that they would embrace that when we came on board.
The narrative of this movie is very much about somebody who goes on a journey of discovery, self-discovery. She learned that she's not who she thought she was. She learns that, you know, the war that she was fighting is not what she thought. She learns about all the different people around her, and that the world is just a much more complicated place than she had originally thought. And the characters who we have in the movie are on that journey too. And so our audience's expectations are kind of thwarted. The people who you meet as the good guys, it's not that black and white. And the people who you meet as the bad guys, it's not that black and white. And we feel like these movies, you know, the ones that we've seen in the MCU are at their best when they make you feel empathy for people who you thought were bad. And make you see the complicated, messy sides of people who you thought were good. And we really wanted to embrace that in this movie. I mean, one of the things that drew us to the character for sure was the fact that she was a really powerful, really interesting, really unique and independent female character. And we are so excited to, you know, be telling this story about somebody who's not just powerful, but also really complicated and really interesting and really human. It's not just a feminist movie, it's also a humanist movie. Brie Larson in this role is so important because she is such a strong, such dynamic and complex person and woman, and she brings so much of that to the role. And it was such a joy to be able to work with her to imagine and develop and create a character who was just about as dynamic as any character, you know, we've ever written or ever seen kind of evolve on screen in any of our movies, and to kind of go on that journey with her and create Captain Marvel, and just think about her as somebody who's very specific and very unique, and she doesn't have to be every woman, but she does kind of capture something about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a powerful woman, and ultimately what it means to be human. We are going to meet a new, extremely important part of the MCU, a new character who's unlike any of the other characters, who's her own unique self, and who goes on a journey of self-discovery along with the audience of people who go to see her. They will discover who Carol Danvers is.